So let me come to PBOC in a minute. But actually, I think it's the fundamentals which is the real story behind why the renminbi has been strengthening so much. And that's a story we have been telling for a while now, and particularly driven out of the current account. And part of this is, of course, an export story. It started last year with China being able to take up a larger part of the global export market share as a lot of the other economies were closed down. China had opened up a lot earlier than that. It then stuck on. A lot of that export share kind of stayed with China, even as we kind of came off the post-COVID dynamics to some extent. But we've still seen a situation where the external accounts, the current accounts in China, extremely strong, particularly, as you know, tourism is a big sort of deficit on the trade account, but there is just not that much travel happening. As Chinese not traveling overseas, the current account continues to be very robust. It could actually end up being close to about $500 billion this year, the current account itself. On top of that, the rest of the world wants to buy Chinese assets, particularly bonds. So the fundamental sort of flow story for China, very strong. You mentioned PBOC. I would argue one of the most interesting things about this move is how sort of half-hearted, if you might, the attempts still are to try and lean against this move. So yes, PBOC is signaling that it is maybe a bit uncomfortable with the pace of the move, but it's definitely not giving any message that it's uncomfortable with the direction of the move. And I think that's why, unless it is checked much more firmly, this move can continue.
Continue, Sami, that's important. But how far can it take the yuan? Because I was just looking at a period chart, and if you just stretch it over the last 6-7 years, 2014 January, if my memory is right, and if I've spotted it right, I think 6.04 was the level on the yuan. Do you think we can go there?
I think,
or that's too far-fetched?
So we clearly are in levels which are a lot more uncharted, if you might. But I think the important point here, I would argue, is to consider the dynamic, the fact that this can become a self-feeding cycle where the dollar, which itself is now looking like somewhere over the next few weeks, it could potentially break what is a big 5-year-long cycle down through that range. If it does, the renminbi can actually add on to that dynamic. I mean, the renminbi is not just in itself sort of measured against a trade-weighted basket, and it's gone through the top end of that trade basket, or at least the levels we have seen since the trade wars had broken out, but in turn could actually also feed a lot more weaker dollar. So as it kind of becomes a bit more of an antipole to a weaker dollar, this strength could potentially continue. We think we've had our forecast for 620 by the end of the year, but I would say that it depends a lot upon whether this dynamic continues to be self-feeding and kind of creates a push which is potentially larger.